welcome to episode 8 of Lighthouse Buddies. My name is Tempe, and I'm Tempe on Ravelry and Tempe V on Instagram.
And I'm Crystal, Crystal Mo on Ravelry and Crystal Mo1 on Instagram.
And it's getting into that time of year where everything just sort of gets busy, but Crystal has had a lot of vacation time lately, which is very much deserved. She also had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Crystal.
Thank you. I took a whole week off the week of Thanksgiving, which was nice.
And what did you work on?
I worked on the Bonnie Hunter mystery quilt. So the first clue was broken dishes. So I have 100 of these. And you also make half square triangles, 80 of these for later. So I have 80 half square triangles. And the next clue was chevrons. Yes. I haven't finished this clue yet, but there will be 100 of these. So I'm really excited because I love the colors. The fabric is the Zoe Christine line by Bernitex. And I love the colors. They're totally me. What have you been up to?
Life, children, scouts. This weekend has been very busy. Friday night we started out with a scout sleepover at the Magic House, which is a children's hands-on museum. And so I went by myself with 5 boys from my den, 2 of them were mine. And we did that. Came home Saturday morning, had a couple hours to finish getting ready, and then we hosted my husband's extended family's Christmas party at our house, during which we have a grab bag gift for the adults, but you bring gifts for all the children to keep them busy. I'm rather amused by what my 9-year-old boys received. Everyone needs an axe. Yes, this is your protective cover.
9-year-old boys received an axe.
You never know when you're going to need it.
Well, as long as there are no trips to the emergency room.
Along with the files.
It's cool.
It is totally cool. The knives.
Wow.
I know. I think there's a saw in here.
Oh my goodness.
There's a screwdriver. There's the wrench here, the hammer here.
It's like a Swiss Army knife on steroids.
With an axe. A huge axe head. It's pretty awesome. Which does not seem to move, which is probably a good idea because you don't want your axe flipping on you, but you got to share something like this.
That's pretty cool.
And then we went off to the botanical garden tonight. Well, we went this afternoon to see the holiday train set up and saw that their evening garden glow with all of their Christmas lights started at 5:30, so we stuck around and went to that, and it was really awesome.
Oh, nice.
I see you eyeballing my cow.
It's very beautiful.
We had our honey cow. Yeah, honey cow. It finished up November 30th. I love mine. I have worn it several times to go out. I love it doubled up like this. Look at this, all the way up. There is no cold part anywhere on my neck. It is so awesome. And this is the Miss Babs Yowza. What a skein. It's so squishy. It's warm. It's soft. Love it. Protective hair does not look bad. And when you don't have it doubled, look at how wide you can get this. This is like a little blanket in front of me when I wear it to the movie theater. And I can just sit here and be all warm and toasty.
That's awesome.
It really is. I love this thing. We, in a fit of Christmas spirit, have 3 winners. And I probably should have written down their names. Do you have access to their names?
I do. One moment.
We have Karen. We have Fluid Pudding. And I'm not quite sure how to say the third name. Do you know?
Andrea.
Okay, is that her Ravelry name?
It's her real name.
Well, what is her Ravelry name?
Socken-tan? I don't know how to.
Sonia. If you would like to contact us, your prize is a small size Lola bar in the scent of your choice. This would be the large.
Oh, I was like, that looks different.
This is what my package, you can get different stickers.
Here's a small one.
That is a small size in the scent of your choice.
This is lemongrass.
Contact us. We will get it to you. It'll be fabulous. Lemongrass, wonderful.
My two favorite are lemongrass and the pearl knits. They're both
Lola
really
bar
fresh.
is fabulous for winter with the dry skin. I know I I run my thumb along my knitting to hold it on the stitches on my needle all the time, and right along here it starts to crack and get really sore in winter with the dry. I just did this with my thumb last night. It is fine.
Awesome.
And this is a little warm for indoors, but I love it. So Miss Babs Yowza, shaken not stirred, huge success of a project.
Are you going to make another one?
Don't know. I like to leave my options open. And do you have any finished objects, Miss Crystal?
I have one, but I gave it away. So I finished the vanilla socks, the lollipop yarn vintage vibe, but I already gave them away, so I can't show them.
And why did you give them away? Was that intended?
Because I did the sweet tomato heel on it, and I love that, but I tend to forget that the sweet tomato heel tends to make your foot longer, and I stopped where I would stop for a afterthought heel, and I made a sweet tomato heel, so the foot length was too big. And I could have ripped them out and redone them, but I don't know what my mojo was with those socks, but the first sock, I reknit like 3 times because of gauge and just, so I don't know. I had issues with those socks, so when I tried them on and they were too long, I said they need to go to a new home.
That's a good one. Were these the ones that you knit on the plane that time? Okay.
Yes.
They needed to be gone.
They needed to be gone. And I was up at Your Daily Fiber in Fort Collins. They just moved locations. They have a new store, and it's so beautiful. It's absolutely fabulous. I love their new location. And I was up there, and I said, okay, everybody tell me their shoe size. And the person that had the right shoe size got the socks. And she was so excited because she's never had hand-knit socks.
Oh, well, that was really nice.
So I was really excited. So
spreading the good Carmen knitting vibes.
Yeah, so it was great. They went to a good home, and it's all good. You have FOs?
I have one FO. I finished the socks for my son Douglas. That was out of the Plymouth Neon Now yarn. And as soon as I finished them, he wore them for 3 days straight. I got them away from him and washed them. They are dry. He's asleep and wearing them again. So I'm going to call those a success.
That's awesome.
Yep, but no, only one. I've had lots of other things I've been working on. Speaking of, if you're looking for a good gift idea for like teachers' bus drivers, I came up with this, and I've been making these little bits of flannel, 4 by 3 inches. So I'm cutting my squares 5 by 4 and doing 1/2 inch seams because I have feed corn in here. Stick it in the microwave, hand warmers. They take a little bit more time than I would thought. It could be also because I've been watching episodes of Supernatural the whole time I'm working on it. And I get a little overly adventurous, and I'm working on 60-some pair. So this is where my time has been. But I've made amazing progress in Supernatural. So, do you have any works in progress?
I do. I have 2 secret knitting projects that I can't show that have taken up the majority of my knitting time. And the only other real knitting project that I've been working on is my 10 stitch squares. And I finished a couple of these, but I don't know which ones I finished because I just have a stack. It was not this one. It was one of those, I think both of those I finished. I had most of these done already, but I finished 2 of them. And I love the Noro in this. I love how the colors work up. And originally, I originally got the yarn a couple years ago because I was going to do the cross pattern. And I got the white in a D-stash, and I was using more white than the Noro. And I wanted this to be about the Noro. So I have one of these, and I think I will put this in the center. I will keep it and put it in the center, but I will only have one of these. And then I'm thinking about outlining the other ones with just a little bit of white since I have the white. And then that'll be for putting them together too. And nice. That's my only whip.
That'll be like sashing on a quilt. Well, my sons are twins, so if I have a pair of socks for one, I have to have a pair of socks for the other. So I let Magnus pick out the yarn he wants. I got this from a D-stash on Ravelry. I have no idea what this actually is, but it is a 75% wool, 25% polymide, and I'm just going, I'd call this a European yarn, and they hold up really well. So it worked well for me. Ew, and mine, get out. There. He is liking how this is striping up. So I started this right now. It is Sunday evening on the 7th. I started this Friday evening while we were at the Magic House camp out because basic ribbing and plain stockinette were going to be easy to do while I herd cats. And I'm making good progress. He's happy with it.
It's very boyish.
It is. It's a win-win. I couldn't really tell if it was going to stripe or not because it's just so busy here. But he's quite pleased. And I dropped a stitch when I wasn't paying attention way up there that I didn't notice until the heel flap. One stitch is not going to change the fit. So I've got that. And I started, here's how bad I am. I started Pump Up the Volume by Megan Williams from the Stockinette Zombies in the Cyborgs Craft Room Acrylic in the Orange You Glad It's Pink colorway that came in the Stockinette Zombies birthday kit that I was able to get. You will notice that it is on waste yarn with some random clothing tag in between because I had to steal the needles. Since this has a pattern with a chart, I had to steal the needles to start the vanilla sock for Magnus at the Magic. And I don't need more needles because I've got like 6 or 8 sets of needles. Don't really know where they all are right now. You'll notice that I have mentioned several things that I've started during the various episodes and not completed, and that is why January and February have always been for finishing in my world. But I'm loving this. I love these slip stitches. I love this. I would never pick this colorway myself, but it is so bright and happy.
I have to say, I would totally pick that color, and when I got the kit, I squealed like a girl because I love it. I love, love, love the colorway.
I've heard some boys squeal too. And for that matter, I would say that at the Magic House, we had Serengeti Steve who brings animals, and he had snakes and a baby alligator and a tarantula and iguanas, and one of the boys in my den is not a fan, and you want to hear the shrieking of fear. He was okay once he adjusted each time, but when it first came out, it was just like this siren, this air raid siren, and him leaping over the bench.
Wow.
After the first animal came out and he did that, I'm like, you need to sit over here by me and we will control this. And every time the guy reached down, I was like, okay, you're good. I've got you.
Wow.
But the shrieking started and the jumping. I see why his parents did not send him to camp with us this past summer. It's all good. So I also started the Church Mouse Yarn and Tees. I showed you the yarn one of the prior episode 1x1, 2x2 scarf that I am making for my father. This is with the Erica Knight British Blue wool, which is a BFL, Blue Face Leicester. Love this. This is so soft. It's squishy. I'm hoping it's going to be long enough. This is about halfway. Christmas gift, probably should get on it. It's your
I love
basic.
those colors.
I like it too. It's a basic 1x1 ribbing. Nice, soothing. This was too long to carry around the Magic House though, so it did not go.
I just got some yarn.
Did you?
I did, and I think that would be a perfect pattern because I was thinking of something like the Noro stripe.
Oh, and then depending on length, you could turn it into a cowl if you wanted to double it. And that's color transition, isn't it? Oh, that would be absolutely perfect.
It has purples and blues and greens in that one. And oranges and...
Well, this is the basic 1x1 rib. I think is the same as the Noro scarf. Was it Jared Flood that did that a couple years ago?
I think that'll be perfect. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that would be gorgeous.
I got this at your Daily Fiber from the new store.
Sock yarn out, new yarn in.
There you go.
I've had some other progress on some things, but it's not enough to notice. I'm sorry.
But
so there's no point in showing.
You have spinning.
I do have spinning. Are we ready for spinning? I finally plied my cordell.
It is beautiful. It looks so squishy.
Okay, confession time. I plied this the day before Thanksgiving, I think. So I plied it. I washed it Thanksgiving morning, hung it on the line in the basement, didn't touch it until I went to go and skein it up for tonight. And clearly I'm the best skeiner in the world. And it is bouncy. And I don't think this is me because I'm not very good at getting bouncy wool. I think a lot of this is the cordell.
You know, I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but every time you've spun that club fiber, it's all been cordell and it's all been bouncy and squishy.
Well, this is only the second time. I did that huge pink. I'll have to show you guys sometime because I didn't make anything.
Didn't you make a hat?
No, I didn't make anything with it. I was planning to, but I didn't. So anyhow, one of these, and I don't know which is which, but I'm sure I could weigh them. Because I am not the most even spinner in the world, and I had the braid of fiber for 2 years, and I had it out, tossed in my knitting corner, knocked under the sofa, back into the knitting corner, onto the sofa to pet under the sofa. It was a little matted because I didn't treat it very well. So I tried to divide it as well as possible. I split it. I did the chain ply. I got about 108 yards on one and 130 on the other. Now I'm planning to make fingerless mitts with this. I got fiber itching my nose. Going from red on the hand up to the black. Did I say this is the House Targaryen colorway from Game of Thrones?
That's going to be awesome.
The dragons. Well, since I've got a difference in the yardage, and I could be overthinking this, I want to try to keep them even though the spinning is not all that even, as you can see.
It's pretty.
I'm wondering about putting it on my skein winder together and maybe snipping the ends so that the red starts to transition at the same point, or is that just overdoing it?
Don't cut.
Okay.
I have the issue with scissors. I fully admit, and I
don't care if it's cutting. I'm saying so I start them at the same point, so maybe the color progression will go, but I don't know that my spinning is well enough that it will keep even.
Personally, what I would do, this is just me, is I would, like, you could either have 2 needles or do 2 at a time and start, and then when you see one changing, you can, like, pull the yarn in the back and then cut it later, you know? Pull the yarn, like, to where you get to the same color as the other one. So if you're red.
You're saying have them both going at the same time and then pull the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
But even, it's a gradation.
But see, if you're not cutting the yarn, you just pull it to the back and then you keep going. Then if you get up far enough, like say you're done and everything
Okay.
works out.
Oh no, I've got you now.
But
Just
if
have
it
a long
doesn't work
end until
out,
it
you can
matches up.
always frog and you haven't cut anything. So you can always start over.
Okay. Okay, I'll go with that.
Just because once you cut it, it's cut.
Christmas gift. Probably need to get on this. It's
It's
December
gorgeous.
8th. 7th. It's December 7th. So this, the scarf, another pair of fingerless mitts, and one sock to go with another sock that I made 2 years ago to give my mom. All need to be done for Christmas. Before Christmas, actually, most of them. I need to get on the stick.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. Do you have any spinning or?
Not
Well,
that
you've been doing a lot of quilting.
I did a little bit of spinning. I spun on my Jenkins, which I actually have right here, and I spun on my my not the Moosey, the not the Golding, the not a Golding, but it's a I got it at Rhinebeck.
Bosworth.
Bosworth. So I spun on my Jenkins and I spun on my Bosworth, but they're both little bitty amounts and not enough to show. And I've spent a ton of time on the quilting, like a
So
lot.
you like it?
I love it. I am having
I know
such
you
a
had a
great
little bit
time.
of buyer's remorse with it. Not
Of the
anymore?
none.
Wonderful.
I spent a good deal of money on the fabric, but the fabric line is the Zoe Christine. I was looking to see if I had it right here, but it's in the living room. And it's floral and Victorian, and it's pinks and teals, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm amazed at how much time it's taking because we're going to get clues every Friday for 6 or 8 weeks. She hadn't decided yet.
Oh, okay.
And so, like the first one, the broken dish, we made 100 of these. That just seems like a lot. But I mean, I have no idea what we're doing with it after this. But we have 100 of these, and then the chevrons, we have 100 of those, and I have 80 of the half square triangles. And
Well, but how big is that finished square?
this finished at 4.5 inches,
See?
and
And
the
how big is
chevrons
the
four and a
final
half
quilt
inches,
supposed to be?
and the half square triangles are 2.5 inches finished. So, I mean, I get that they're smaller, but I was amazed at how much time I've put into this.
It's going to be a real work of art.
It's going to be so awesome. And it's been fun watching the Facebook thread of some of the color choices some other people are using. Like there's one lady that's using browns and earth tones, and it looks so different. So that's pretty cool.
So, acquisition time.
You
Do
go
you want to
first.
go? Okay. I've been trying to be good, but I'm having a weakness for the sweater yarn. And I did tell you guys that I had ordered this, or I was going to order it, or had ordered it. This is the Harrisville Designs Watershed in the Spoonwood colorway, and it is absolutely gorgeous.
And it looks gorgeous on you. Because that was the sweater that you tried on the sample in that
And you
colorway.
can see the colors here, but let me assure you, when you get it in the sunlight, it glows. I bought my pattern, but clearly I have too many other things going on. Load. No. Okay. The Bennington. It is an open front cardigan without fasteners, and look at the cables on the back. Saw it at Rhinebeck, had to have it. It's by Amy Herzog. I also, and I did not pull up a picture of this, ordered yarn from Briar Rose Fibers, and it came in. This is her Homestead, which is a Targhee base. I don't know, can you see how bouncy this is?
Yes.
It's in
They
these
were the nicest people.
beautiful blues here. You can see the shaded blues with a hint of green. And she was so nice because I had said that I wanted a colorway like the sample that I tried on. And she sent me a message she had said 3 to 4 weeks, right at the time, and said that she had dyed it up and it didn't have enough green and she was going to re-dye the next day. And I'm not that picky, so I asked her to send me a picture and I got this.
And I think she must have had us mixed up because she told me that mine was too green, but I wanted the teal.
No, okay. She said mine wasn't not green for me. She said yours wasn't quite green. She said mine wasn't slate blue enough. It was a bit too royal, but I am happy with this. I love this. This is going to be a literati, also Amy Herzog. Everything I saw at Rhinebeck that I liked was Amy Herzog. And it delightfully, just like my green Corridel stuff, smells like vinegar.
This isn't showing how teal it is. This isn't really capturing the color.
No, I can see the green in there.
Yeah, but it's looking green. It's teal. It's not green.
Okay.
It's really tealy.
So,
but it's vinegary.
I like vinegar. And then it's color fast. So
it's very squishy.
I have to get my gifts out of the way. I need to finish up some of these other things. I need to do my Weathertop sock. Love that thing. Need to do my Lefty. Love that. But I will get to
very vinegary. I think I'm going to rinse mine before I start knitting with it. I actually had it hanging out on racks in the spare bedroom to get some of the smell out because I'm not a big fan of vinegar.
I used to drink the pickle juice left in the jar when all the pickles were eaten.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, true confession time. I felt the need to share this. My traveling leaf that I finished up in one of our earlier episodes that I said I was going to love. Don't love it so much.
Why?
It's superwash. And it's a big square. And when I go to wear it, like folded or anything, it slips right off.
So you need a shawl pin.
No, I don't do shawl pins. It's just, it just keeps sliding off and I keep rearranging it and sliding off and I rearrange it and it doesn't want to like sit together because I've got a cap shawl and I can fold that any way I want and put it on and I knit that with Knit Pick Shadow. It doesn't go anywhere. I love that it's fine. This just keeps slipping all over the place. I am using it. I have it spread out in a big square on my side of the bed because I'm a cold person. And it is helping to keep me warm all winter long with my fleece sheets.
And it would be good like when you're sitting on the couch watching TV.
Nope. No? That's what I'm talking about. It slips.
Oh.
Fiber everywhere. I don't like slipping. I put things on, they need to stay. So I am a little disappointed in that, but I'm still putting it to use.
Good job.
Yeah.
I have the other item that I ordered at Rhinebeck. Well, I didn't order it at Rhinebeck. I ordered the Briar Rose at Rhinebeck, but I saw the Everyday Elegance cardigan at Rhinebeck, and I just kept thinking about it every day. I thought about it, and I'm like,
because
that would be
it's an everyday elegance.
Yes, I just kept thinking it would be perfect for work because it was nice. Well, I contacted her because she doesn't have it on her website. She said she was going to a show and she had a bunch of kits, but she didn't have any pictures. And so she contacted me with the colors that she had available. And I wanted one for work. So I went with Ledges. And I love it. It's brown and slate gray. And then this, which is the browns and the grays, and it's a linen stitch. And I just
Crazy.
think this is perfect because with the browns and the grays, it'll go with everything.
It's not going to go without pink.
Yes, it will.
No, it won't.
It will in my world. I didn't say my world wasn't a little off.
You're crazy.
And the other enabling
Adventurous. Undertaking an entire linen stitch cardigan. Big project.
I like linen stitch. But I like garter stitch too.
Garter stitch is squishy.
I received my last Plucky Classics Club in the Move Over Darling colorway. It's very pretty. But she was doing some changes on her club, so you had to renew, and I chose not to renew. Well, I love the club, and I have loved every color. The only one that I wasn't sure about was the antique lace, which was like a beigey color, but then I saw how people used it with, there was a gray that came one month, and people used it with that, and oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. So I've loved every color, but I have enough, so I did not renew the club. So that was my last club.
Well, I have discontinued my spots in Crystal's fiber clubs of Hello Yarn and Southern Cross Fiber, and if I were adventurous, which I might be at some point over winter break, I will calculate how many years worth of fiber I have to spend based off of my amazing progress of what, 4 to 6 braids a year lately. And I've got to have at least 50, so what, 10 years? I've got at least 10 years of spinning. There are pretty things out there, and I'm not saying I'm not going to buy more, but in the real world, there's always going to be pretty something. I don't need to have that pretty. I have lots of pretty.
I am going to de-stash more because I was hoarding every Southern Cross and Hello Yarn that I received, and now I have enough of both that I'm going to start letting go of the stuff. Like, you know, plain merino is not my favorite to spin, or superwash. I'm not a fan of superwash. So when braids come in that are blends that I'm not, or fiber bases that I'm not as big of a fan of, I'm going to de-stash more.
I love talking about it, and I love touching it, and I love pawing through my stash. You know, like every good hoarder needs to go through and hit the
Oh, did you see the text I sent you earlier about quilting fabric? It was Fabric Hoarder. I'm the curator of an extensive private textile collection. Similar can be said for yarn and fiber. I'm not a hoarder, I'm a collector.
Oh, I'll call myself a hoarder.
And thank you to those people who voted for in Yarn Fairy's forum for patterns to knit with big needles. I posted a couple patterns that I would like to make, and I won some US 17 knitting needles. I was pretty excited about that. Thank you, Yarn Fairy.
Scary looking.
They're awesome. They're massive. One of the projects was a cowl, and you could whip it out in like no time because look at these.
You can whip it out. When I try to use big needles, it just makes my hands ache.
Really? I'm thinking it would be
needles.
The fastest cowl I've ever made.
I know, and I've seen you. You can crank it out. I do it, and I can't even knit for an hour with those things. But that's where we complement each other.
We do complement each other because there's a lot of things, like you knit tight, and I don't. I like garter stitch. You get bored.
I like garter stitch.
You do, but you get bored.
It does get boring. And I like doing the big lace because I don't mind the purl back rows.
Oh, I'll do just about anything to avoid a purl back row.
Like, you know, change your honey cowl pattern and knit it all in one long thing.
Exactly.
Did you make
make a pie shawl, make a shawl into a circle. because I don't want to have the pearl back rows.
Did you sew up your honey cow?
Mm-hmm. I love it, but it's in the other room.
I don't have anything else.
I don't either. That's all that I have. And hopefully now that my meetings are over, I will have more craft time, but I'm spending most of my craft time on the quilt.
Well, that's
So
understandable.
it's just not much progress to show.
I'm not
Those
quite
are so
halfway yet.
awesome. And I love the fabric. That was a good choice.
Okay, so over 60, when I say over 60, it's not over 60 individual, it's over 60 pairs. And I got the flannel. It has to be 100% cotton because you do not want it to melt in the microwave when you heat them up because that would be icky. So, flannel, 100% cotton. Got it at Joann's. It was 60% off. Feed corn. Got at a local store in, suburban St. Louis, not all out in the country. I got 25 pounds. I'm going to have more than enough. I have spent under $15. It's going to be awesome. Go with the feed corn instead of rice because the larger size of the feed corn will hold heat longer. You can do rice, but everything I've read online said that this will stay warm for 20 to 30 minutes. So perfect
Nice.
for a cold winter. Love it. Makes sounds. When you first put them in the microwave, it cracks and it sounds like it's popping. It's not. Feed corn will not pop.
I wonder why.
Because they're these big old huge things that look like you'd use them for fake teeth. It's just not popping corn.
Wow.
I tried them out. It was cracking. It sounded like it was popping like crazy, and I'm mushing the bag going, nope, it's all still there.
Awesome.
But it's such a fun thing. You can make it a bigger one. I made one for the grab bag gift at the Christmas party yesterday that was, I think I made it 8 by 12 until that, so that it would be like a bed warmer. So it's a hot water bottle type of thing that will never leak in your bed and make it wet.
That would be nice, like on your neck too, if you had a headache or.
I made one of those, but I used rice for that because that will be more malleable to form to
Oh. Nice.
with lavender.
Awesome.
Do not put lavender in with this because
Why?
lavender, you heat it up and it smells like hot corn.
Oh.
You want to mix lavender with hot corn? I don't.
That does sound kind of gross.
See, I don't know what sort of scent you'd mix with hot corn. I did see where some people are like, well, I tried some essential oil. I'm thinking, lavender corn. Not going there.
Butter toffee. I can't come up with anything else.
I'm not into the food smell so much.
Bacon.
I love bacon. Bacon has a dear spot in my heart. Yankee Candle has a bacon scented candle, and that is one of the nastiest smells. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Nope, nope, nopey, nope. So, I have to finish my Christmas knitting. I'm ready to go. How about you?
I have not even started my Christmas knitting.
Because you don't have any Christmas knitting.
No, I'm not doing Christmas knitting this year.
We only knit for the knit worthy.
Yes.
The other people get store bought.
Yes. That's right. Must be firm.
Yes. Okay. Bye.
Bye.